today that I wish we had the cameras and the mics in the car.
Yeah.
You know, we went back home in the production car and he dropped us one by one home. We have screamed at each other.
Oof, no, you can't.
I think it starts at home with my husband and my children.
Through the fight and now through the seasons, what I also noticed is Bhavana can be all of it.
I know
It's fun.
because he's got that line, I'm joking. Yeah. He gets away with murder saying that. You and me becoming friends in 2 days, you know, it's like that. Everything is so fast moving. In dono ko dost bana dete. It'll be convenient for us.
Yeah. My mom will always say, listen, I'm friends with her, you become friends with her. I said, no.
Yeah. I'm 18 plus now. You need to take my permission for things.
Love it. I don't know, like you have seen an era where none of this existed. And now you're like this cool person who loves all of this, where all of this
But I
exists.
love this on others. So I think this show has just been wonderful. I mean, it's unbelievable what this show has done to me. Fingers crossed season 4.
I can safely call her my social media buddy, but this is the first time as a journalist that I'm probably interviewing her. Bhavana Pandey.
Hi.
Hello.
We finally meet.
We finally meet. I feel we are a testament to being online friends.
Yes.
है ना?
Yeah.
कि full time talking, chatting, ये वो छोटा मोटा. But this is the first time I'm actually meeting her in person.
Yeah, she's too young. I'm learning from the young.
You become a cool person. You're making social media friends.
Yeah.
But listen, Bhavana, I have to say, you're damn active with social media. Like, that's insane. Like, I'm trying to figure out whether should we take tips from you or you're going to like impart tips to others who don't know. Like, what's going on? Like,
See, I'm not very tech savvy, but I am a Instagram stalker. I love going on Instagram. And I mean, you know, people say it sometimes gets them very anxious. With me, I don't know, in my free time, I can just, you know, keep scrolling and I have my own thoughts and I'm doing my own thing. I think it's just a hand fixation. It's become that. And obviously, while I'm doing this hand fixation and if any picture of Ananya pops up, I like it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because if I'm going on Instagram and if I'm seeing anything about Ananya, Bhavana, before I can like it, Bhavana has liked it.
Yeah.
There's a like of yours for sure.
Yeah.
So let's admit it that your A game with Instagram is super on.
Fully. I love it.
But
yeah.
congratulations on the show.
Thank you.
I mean, what the hell is going on? You women have taken the internet by storm. Y'all have become like dinner table conversations right now. Everybody's doing this whole Delhi, Bombay thing all over again. And like, Bhavana is just Bhavana. You're existing through season 1, season 2, season 3. I don't know. You correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like I felt your personality was the same. You sure must have opened up a little bit more, but your fashion game blew up.
Thank God for that. At least my girls are not going to crib anymore. Mom, what were you wearing? Even though they had some comment to make about the bun. You know, in one of the shots I have bun and that's so not me. So that's my makeup and hair team and my styling team. And they pushed me like, come on, you have to do something different. And, you know, I'm always usually with hair like this or I'll make a ponytail. I love making ponytails. But having that bone down top of my head was a bit of a shocker for my girls. Yeah, but I did it. I think I experimented a little bit with my looks and it's played out quite well because I've been getting a lot of messages and in fact, it's the first time I've been getting messages from people asking me where's a certain outfit from or where's like the earrings. A lot of messages for my earrings. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's fun.
It is.
But I'm surprised you say that you found me similar in season 1, 2 and 3 because I was very nervous in season 1. I mean, if you didn't pick it up, then it's great because it was something new for me. I was I'm anyway the kind of person who is very worried about what people think of me. So I think for me to put my life out there was not exactly fun. And Ananya's movie, first film, was releasing the same year when I was shooting my season 1. So I was always thinking that, you know, if I say something or I behave in a certain manner, it should not impact, you know, her, not a career, but, you know, her journey in any way.
Yeah.
And so I was super conscious at that time. But I think over season 2, I became more comfortable. And yeah, season 3, I find myself way more comfortable and way more confident. But luckily, I think in season 3, I didn't have any issues with my friends. Yeah. And 1 and 2, I've, you know, kind of sorted all my issues and ironed out my issues with my friends. So season 3, I was more like just a person giving some comment here and there,
Yeah, it
and
was
enjoying
fun.
the ride.
Yeah, happy Casey. I was like, Bhavana is killing it. I was like, what just happened here? You
No,
know?
but Casey, we've been saying for years.
Yeah.
We have. It was not like some Gen Z lingo or something. We've been saying that for years. And we've been celebrating Karwa Chauth together for years.
Yeah.
I mean, and Neelam, me and Maheep, I mean, ever since I've been married. And Maheep and me too, ever since we got married since then. And Neelam, once she got married, she joined the club. And Chimah was there in the beginning, but she never really kept Karwa Chauth. So it was more the three of us. And then we had a gang. Full on, and the gang is getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it's just growing. But you know, I have to point this out. First of all, I did not think you were nervous in the first season at all.
Thank you.
You came across very like yourself, which is why I felt like, okay, Bhavana was Bhavana, and very relatable personality, I have to say. Many people might be like, okay, theek hai. Okay, first I'll break this down.
Yeah.
Everybody who watches the show, कुछ ना कुछ आप लोगों में से हैं जो हम सब में हैं.
Absolutely.
It can't be like, okay, you know, ये मैं हूँ या ये मैं है, वो पहले हम करते थे. We used to be like, okay, which are these vibes are you? And as it graduated to season 3, I realized, listen, I'm a bit of all. You know, I have a spiritual Zen side of Bhavana too to me. I'm also like Maheep, where my full energy is ongoing. I can be like Neelam and be poised also. And like everybody can. Like Chimah's passion is also commendable. And then these Delhi women come in. And I'm like, wait, are we also these?
These also, yeah.
When y'all knew that they were there, I want to know, Bhavana, like, I know y'all are different personalities, but aisa ek kya tha in sab mein which you felt, especially the Delhi women, Shalini, Ridhima, and your Kalyani, that you felt this one thing is also a little bit of me?
So I think with Shalini, I would say the spiritual side of hers, I connect with Shalini on that, you know. I mean, the very fact that, you know, we got to know Sanjay very well, her husband, is because Sanjay and my father connected on Vaishno Devi. You know, they met a few years back at a dinner and they connected and they talked about Vaishno Devi, and the two of them connected on a one-on-one. It was them. It had nothing to do with any of us. And then as I got to know them better, I realized they are also very, very spiritual, and I think I connect with Shalini on that level a lot. Yeah, I do. You know, and with Ridhima, you know, there is also, you know, sometimes Ridhima comes across as this pataki, you know, but also you can see a softer side of Ridhima in a lot of places, you know, especially when she speaks to her mom, you know, about what they went through with their dad. And also, I mean, there's a scene Ridhima and I did together in the show, which never made it to the final cut. For whatever reason, it was probably edited out. But we had a long conversation in that scene. And I really connected with her on that. You know, she's got a very vulnerable and soft side to her, which, I mean, I don't know why. I mean, you know, because obviously, you know, we shoot hours and hours and hours of content and everything doesn't make it.
Right.
You know, they have to edit, they have to pick out the best scenes, they have to see what works for the show and things like that. So I connect. And Kalyani I've known for years, and I've worked with Kalyani. And somewhere, I think, where I connect with Kalyani is like, you know, always wanting to work.
Yeah.
You know, so Kalyani and we have worked together on events in the past, and she also always has that drive to work. And I think I have the same. Ever since, I mean, even before I got married, even when I was in college, I always needed to work. I think that's where I connect with Kalyani.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You know, Bhavana, I also want to highlight this part about your journey away from the show as well. You, in fact, in the show also you mentioned about Love Gen and how you started your business and stuff like that. But then moving on, I feel when, you know, as you grow, as you evolve, and as you get into the business of things, you realize that sometimes having a surname, an image, especially a celebrity image, can be a little bit more tasking when you're doing something so serious. And I have these chats time and again that, you know, women get discounted for their intelligence because, hey, we're women. You know, please.
It's changing, it's getting better, but it needs to get way better, I feel.
So let's talk about the change that you feel you've seen, and probably any hardship that you felt in your journey going through those.
See, being a celebrity wife or, you know, being a celebrity yourself definitely has its advantages too.
Right.
You know, because a lot of doors do open for you, you know, in terms of starting something. So when I started Love Gen, and it was three of us, three friends who started it together, Nandita Mehtani, Dolly Silvani and me. You know, a lot of opportunities opened for us, like, if we had to get in touch with a manufacturer, or if we had to get in touch with, where should we sell our clothes, supply chain, distribution, this, that, a call was enough. At least, we got that meeting, and people were ready to meet us. Because also at that time, we were also putting in our own money, of course, right? So it was a beginning. It was, our own money going into the business. So everything worked out well then. Whether it was, even when we had to our collection was very nice, but I'm sure a lot of people make great collections, but it takes them years to, be able to showcase it in a place.
Right.
Like we managed to open doors of Shopper Stop. We had a collection in like 80 Shopper Stops all over India within a span of 2 years. We managed all that. That was thanks to being known or having the advantage of knowing people, definitely. Not that you don't work hard then, because you have to still make the collection, put it there, you have to price it well, you have to make sure it sells, So these were the advantages, you have to work towards it. But where we face difficulties later as being known faces or celebrities is like when people have to put money in your work or have to back you, then sometimes they tend to think that I don't think these girls will be serious. I don't think these girls need the money. I don't think these girls have children, they have husbands, they have everything going for them. I don't think they're going to work hard.
Yeah.
So those kind of thoughts come, and that is a bit discouraging because it has its advantages, but it has its drawbacks too.
True.
They feel like we're missing the drive. They feel, those kind of things are preconceived notions, I feel like, which are not fair. Yeah.
Also I want to highlight this, even in the show specifically, I feel like where one can think of it as being just superficial, it's still very layered.
It is. It's actually the show, it's so strange you say that, because there are a lot of people who also come to us and say that, they find those small things in the show and they said, you said this, but you didn't mean that or whatever. But a lot of times it's also taken as fluff.
Yeah.
But you are right, here there are real emotions. It's actually what we feel for each other. It is what we feel for our families. And what happens is when they film the show, the scene is shot over 4-5 hours sometimes, okay? And obviously they can only show you 5 minutes of it.
Correct.
But, mentally you've gone through 3.5-4 hours of probably feeling that or having that conversation. So, it has a lot of depth. It's not very deep in every scene, obviously, because it's an entertaining show. It is meant for entertainment, but the relationships are real.
Yeah.
Like I remember in season 1, when Chimah and I have that fight on the table, it was something which was probably festering in her mind for a long time.
Yeah.
And she never brought it up with me, but she brought it up on the table with me. And I went through this thought that if she's such a good friend of mine, that why did she let it fester and why didn't she bring it to me? So, these are real emotions. You feel that, she's been my friend for years and she chose to speak to someone else about it and she didn't even bring. So these are things you actually feel with your friends in real life. And obviously we blew up. And after that, these guys, they tell us till today that I wish we had the cameras and the mics in the car.
Yeah.
We went back home in the production car and he dropped us one by one home. And you should have seen that. The way we have screamed at each other because the mics were off and everything. And we were like, all our old stories. But you didn't do that. But it was emotionally so taxing. I can't tell you. And then we didn't speak to each other for 2-3 days. And I remember after like 3 days or something, 2 days maybe, I called up Karan and I was like, Karan, what should I do? Because he knew obviously he was on the table. And I was like, what should I do? Because we have to work together. And I'm usually the one who makes up anyway. I've seen. It's like now, we are all like kind of, it's been 5 years. So from 43, 44, 45, whatever, we are all now 50, 51.
Yeah.
So we are also maturing a little more and feeling differently. But I feel I used to be the one making up earlier.
Actually you give us that vibe also, that Bhavana will be like peacemaker, Bhavana will be like the sorted one out of the lot, like ठीक है मुझे नहीं कुछ controversial बोलना या करना या कुछ कहना. But I'll tell you something, I want to pay you a compliment. Through that fight and now through the seasons, what I also noticed that Bhavana can be all of it, but she also has a solid point of view which she's not afraid to put across. How many times has this happened with you where because you look a certain way, you're sweet, you're nice, people are like let's take her for granted, we can take her for a ride, and then they're like, poof, no you can't.
I think it starts at home with my husband and my children. Sometimes they think that they can get away, but now they know me too well. They're like, okay, we can't get on the wrong side of mom, because if she loses it, they had it. No, I think even with my friends, see, I'm the kind of person who doesn't like a problem, you know. I'm also a little bit, I used to be way more like a people pleaser, because I was also in the marketing and PR line and, you know, things like that. And then, you know, you kind of become that person, you know, because you're keeping everyone happy, you know. So sometimes you bring that work into your personal relationships also, you know, you start keeping people happy. It kind of just overlaps. I think I was that person for a long time. And, you know, slowly I started realizing that by being just quiet, it's worse. It's doing worse, because when it comes out way worse. Yeah, so you're right. I mean, I don't like there to be a problem. And especially if I've been rude to someone, or if I've shouted or something at it, it's like half an hour later, I'll be like, shit, sorry for the language, but should I have said that? Maybe I should have put it like this. Maybe, and then when I'm showering also later in the night, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have said this. So, you know, it's better for me to just call up that person and clear it up than go through these emotions.
You're an overthinker.
I am an overthinker.
Oh my goodness.
I am. And especially with relationships, I am.
Yeah.
I am.
How are you so guarded and yet so, I don't know, public about your life? Like, I get that sense where you, somewhere down the line, have cracked it beautifully, actually, to know where your walls should be and where they should drop.
Yeah, I mean, I can be very guarded because, you know what, as you said, I'm an overthinker. So I sometimes feel that with my saying something or behaving in a certain manner should not impact people around me.
Right.
So that is the reason I keep my guard up a bit. If you had seen me in my younger days where I was not, you know, I didn't have like, you know, a family and I didn't have children or grown-up girls or, you know, a husband to think of, I could be wild. I could be quite crazy. I mean, if you ask my school and college friends, sometimes they would tell. But yeah, as I think I've grown older, also overthinking is what it is. Yeah.
I think your wild younger days you're talking about, you attracted Chunky, because I always had this question. I was like, how this opposites attract just matches here only, because everywhere else I'm to seeking somebody who's just like me. Because if I have to manage a powerhouse of energy, myself being one, I'll die. But it's a great balance. Give me a tip or two to have like a healthy relationship in a generation like ours.
I think it's important to be friends. This is what Chunky and we tell our daughters, and I mean, I would tell every young girl out there that you need to be friends. See, relationship, love, everything is beautiful, you know, and there'll be moments where you'll feel madly in love. There'll be moments you'll probably not like the person at all. Yeah. But then friendship, if that's the core, that will never go. Yeah. Because friendship stays kind of constant. Unless you've hurt someone really badly and there's no going back. Otherwise, in friendship, there's a lot of forgiving. But in love, and when a relationship is volatile, there's a lot of like, I'll never forgive. I will never talk. I will never do that. But you don't do that in a friendship. You come around. You make up. You know, you see a balance. So I think being friends is very important. Also, it helps in the long run. Now that I've been married for 27 years, it'll be 27 years in Jan, and we dated for a year and a half before that. So maybe 29 years of my life, I realized that he's my friend and he's my best friend because I can talk to him about anything. I mean, things I can't even talk to my friends, I can talk to him. Yeah. You know, you say you can talk to your girlfriends about everything. I would say I can talk to him about everything.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Also, I love the fun banter that both of you all keep going. And he takes those silly jabs at you sometimes, and you're just like, really? Not needed.
Because I know because he's got that line, I'm joking. Yeah. He gets away with murder saying that. He'll say the weirdest of things. He will say things which are so inappropriate sometimes. And then he will say, Arey, but I'm joking. And he'll make some fun. See, he's a very chilled out guy, you know. And I realized that right in the beginning because he let me be. In fact, he gave me more freedom after marriage than the freedom I had with my parents at home, because my father was very strict. And here, when I got married to this man, he literally gave me wings to fly. You know, he said, you can do what you want. Yeah. You can work, you can party, you can have friends, you can have male friends. I'm talking about, it sounds very small
But
right
it's
now.
all important.
It's all important, but also I'm talking about times were very different. 30 years ago, to have like, a lot of male friends coming and meeting you, and I had made my college friends, everyone could keep in touch with me, and it was always.
Yeah.
So I think also it's very important. Another thing, one is friendship and another thing is respect.
Yeah.
I think it's very important for the man to respect you, but also for you to respect the man.
Absolutely.
We all go like we deserve respect as women. Yes, 1000%.
Right.
But I think we also need to respect our partner
For sure.
back and not expect things just because we are a woman.
Yeah.
We are women or whatever.
It's all become so debatable right
Yeah.
now, but I think the crux remains the same. Respect
Yeah.
is a two-way street, love is a two-way street,
Absolutely.
bonds are a two-way street.
Yes.
It can't just be I'm superior or you're inferior
Yeah.
or whatever like that. And my mom always says this, the way, your husband keeps a wife, he'll definitely keep the daughters exactly like that.
Yeah.
And we're also like two sisters, and my dad, it sounds as cool as Chunky because he's equally chilled out. He grew me
cool.
up. Yeah, he literally grew me up not as a daughter, not as a son, but as a human being. Like, how would it be to grow up just as a human at home?
Yeah.
That's very important. And I feel that sort of reflects in all of y'all as a family also when we
But
say
you're
that.
very fortunate then. It is, and I hope more and more parents, more and more fathers, mothers think like that with their kids, because that is, it's actually in us also somewhere. We are bringing up the next generation. It's very easy for us to say, "Arey, this generation is this," but this generation has been brought up by us somewhere. So if we've been able to put those values in them, it will them. And I find this generation actually very intelligent. They're very, very bright. They know what they want, and they have the opportunities. I think they just have to use it in the right way and have patience.
Right.
Because now with, everything fast, social media, this, that you and me becoming friends in 2 days, it's like that is, everything is so fast moving. I think somewhere little that patience is required. Wait, it'll happen. That instant gratification, that instant love. Even love is like, oh my God, I'm in love with this person. Now this person has to love me back equally. Everything takes time, so that's the thing.
Time is the true essence.
Yeah.
And I think certain things will never change, and time
Yeah.
is one of them. But Bhavana, I also have to ask you this question. Coming from a family or being in one where you know that constant eyeballs are there, but at the same time, you're also putting yourselves out there because zaruri hai.
Yeah.
Ye sab important hai, right? In sabke beech mein, when you have to go back and then watch your show again after you've already shot it, it's kind of like reliving those moments and then suddenly opening a door for public consumption also. Wo time pe kya lagta hai? Because you're just like, I just dealt with it, now to deal with it again.
Actually, when you're shooting with for it, okay, you feel it for that moment. Suppose you've had a fight, or suppose someone has said something to you and you felt bad or hurt. Because you're shooting the next day or 2 days later. Like I said, that I called Karan to ask, what should I do? I need to, make up with Chimah because we need to work. So you're working and you're finishing the show, that it doesn't hit you as much as it hits you when you watch the show. So there are a lot of times, actually, first time when I start watching it, I forward it because I can't deal with it. Okay, and then I'll think about it. Then I'll come back to it. Then I'll watch the scene more relaxed. Or maybe I'll watch it with Chunky. And I'll say, analyze it. Did she mean that? Or, she just, because, and also video diaries. That is a huge thing because the scene has happened with each other. So you know what the other person has said about you and you've said about the person. But it's the video diaries when they say, why did you say that? And then that person has said something that can hurt you deeply. Yeah. So I remember there's one scene, I won't just go to that scene right now because everything is fine now, but there was one scene in season 2, and I remember I was in LA and I'd gone to drop my daughter to college, my younger daughter, and I was all alone in the hotel room and I dropped her, and then I came back to the room and I watched that scene and I actually howled for 2 hours because I felt so bad. I was like, but why would, till then I saw it again and then I analyzed it, okay, because maybe I said this and all but yeah, the show can be quite an emotional ride. Like, people won't understand that what a huge emotional ride it is for us. It's like a roller coaster of ups and downs.
It is.
Because while doing it, you just do it. Later when you watch it, and especially some of, why it has happened and what has happened, it does hurt you. But then, you know what, we are friends at the end of the day, and everyone's fine after that.
Yeah.
You know, because it's out, it's there, you know, and it's seen. It's all, but it does, yeah. It's crazy, this show. Actually crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, while you have beautifully forged these female friendships around you, I feel so has Ananya,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
As a mum and a daughter, what have you told her to like keep these solid friendships intact? Because they're very important, I feel.
You know, I think we've not even needed to tell them. I think it's what they see when they're growing up. You know, children are very smart. They see everything that's happening around them and they register everything. And it kind of, you know, makes them into the people they are today. And our girls, while growing up, they always saw us as a, you know, close-knit friend circle. You know, every time we would like, you know, meet for lunches or coffees or whatever, we would make sure we would take the kids with us, because it was like always not leaving them home. And also they had company.
Yeah.
So they'd be playing around, we'd be chatting, we'd be together. We've done so many holidays together. So they've seen that, and they've seen us fight, they've seen us make up, they've seen us like, scream at each other and be loving the next day, have the best time at a party, be there at each other's birthdays, all special occasions. Even during the low times, they've seen I'm picking up the phone with one of them, so they've registered all this.
Yeah.
And somewhere they have realized that this is what we also need to have in our lives.
Yeah.
And Ananya has a great friends group, whether it's friends by choice, which is her school friends who are still her friends. That is her core group. Then, of course, there's Suhana and Shania, who, I mean, they got friendly because of us.
Yeah.
But they have such a beautiful friendship till date, which they've nurtured on their own.
Yeah.
Because parents can't force people to be friends. You know, there's so many times we'll like, in dono ko dost bana dete, it'll be convenient for us.
Yeah. My mom will always do, listen, I'm friends with her, you become friends with her. I said, no.
Yeah. We do try that, because chalo, holiday ek saath le lenge, agar in bacche bhi friendly hai, bahut aasan ho jayega. You know how you think, but you can't do it. You can't do it. So it has to happen from within.
So relatable. Yeah, it's happened to me also. But you know, I also have to ask you this. Is it difficult to be somebody who's so emotionally evolved? Like when your EQ is so high and evolved, is it tough? Because we're in a generation where everybody tells us, please operate from your brains. Yeah. But I get an energy that you also operate from your heart chakra.
Yeah,
like,
I do.
What is it like then?
I think I've been fortunate with the people around me. You know, it's like whether it's my parents, whether it's my sisters, it's my friends also, my own children. I think everyone has an emotional quotient there, all of them. So people around me all come with an emotional quotient. So I think that keeps me going. But also since this show has been a huge, I would say professionally, yes, I've grown. But also personally as a person, this show has helped me evolve so much. It has helped me understand, like, you know, I was talking about this scene where I have howled for 2 hours. I won't do that today. You know, so it's made me evolve from being a person who's highly sensitive to a person like who has to see the other point of view, and also a person who has to say, like, don't take everything to heart. Yeah. She just said it. She didn't mean it. And a lot of times that has happened. The person has just said it. They didn't even mean it. You know? They moved on. Yeah. They didn't even think I was feeling so hurt, and I was thinking and dwelling into that. So I think this show has just been wonderful. I mean, it's unbelievable what this show has done to me, even as a person.
Yeah, it's insane. It's good to see that everybody who I've spoken with, I've been one of those lucky few who got to chat with everyone almost. I feel.
Did everyone feel that?
Yeah, they all felt that. They all felt that, you know, bonds have evolved. You know, it's giving perspective to many ways to them also as people, and they're also evolving and changing. And this season was like a boom. I feel also what happened is, I think Maheep said this, like, listen, we were shocked that people want to watch middle-aged women. Yeah. And I just went like, but people want to watch. Yeah. Like, you know, you guys changed the narrative of like age and who wants to watch what right now is, you don't know. You really don't know. But you know, I have to tell you this, what really excites me sometimes when I open Instagram is when you put up those beautiful baby videos of all of your, oh my God, you look stunning. And then I hear Chunky's voice in the background, and then Ananya's like a cute ball. And I'm just like, they were vlogging before vlogging was the thing. Like, y'all are what, like, OGs.
We didn't even think of it. You know how it's like, you know, Black Mirror.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not that dark. This is all cute and sweet. But how, like, I mean, 98 is when Ananya was born, and that's the year Chunky bought this video camera. And he was obsessed. He was just like obsessed with her, and he would follow her around and with the camera and just capture her, capture. Who thought that tomorrow, there's going to be, even the internet came out. I mean, Windows, we used to call Ananya Windows because Windows, I think, came out the same year or a year before she was born, 97, 98. I mean, surfing started in 1999. So who thought that today in 2024, we'd be putting these videos out? I mean, didn't think of it. It was all done for personal fun and personal thing. And he used to follow. And Ananya, I want to tell you, both actually, Ananya and Raisa, I don't put too many of Raisa's out because she's like, you can't put anything of mine without my permission. And she's one of those. And she's a little shy and she likes to be behind the scenes. I'm 18 plus now. You need to take my permission for things.
Love it.
Ananya lets it because she's like, she realizes how cute she was. And she's like, okay, put them all out there. So the camera had this, so you could, when you watch it, so it had a screen which used to turn it around and she could see herself in that screen. And I think that's where her obsession started with acting. That Kida came from there. Because she was so obsessed with looking at herself in that screen that then Chunky used to have a blast. And we were very lucky. I think we spent a lot of time with our children when they were growing up.
Yeah. And now when you're saying this, that internet and Microsoft happened at the time when Ananya was born, like I feel one of her most loved projects is an internet OTT project, which is Kho Gaye Hum Kahan.
Yeah.
Oh my God, universe has its way of just throwing things you
all
never know.
CTRL now, Control.
Yeah, Control, Call Me Bae, all of it,
it's so strange because, she was also telling me, we were chatting the other day and she was saying that, people like sometimes tell her that, you're doing roles related to internet or connected to social media. Strangely, it's been called a trilogy almost.
Yes.
Like, it has been so connected with that, she's kind of doing similar things. But the point is, today, there is no love story without that.
True.
You understand? Can you be in love with someone without a phone, without the internet, without Facebook, without Instagram? No. You can't. So this is reality today. It's not about it being similar. It is the world we are living in. Yeah. I mean, you can make stories, but then you're talking about a period film. Yeah. Or today, I would say even the romances of 2000 and which were beautiful, beautiful music, they don't exist anymore. Yeah. They don't. Yeah. I mean, I remember that, when I was flying, I joined as a flight attendant with Lufthansa. I would not speak to my parents sometimes for days because it was an international call. It was a landline call. Today, I feel I'm in touch with my younger daughter every day because we FaceTime every 2 days. So the world has changed. And today, a modern love story cannot be made without social media. Yeah. Keeping social media in mind. It cannot. Or without a phone. Yeah. Imagine trying to show your and someone's love and you all can't get to see each other or you all are pining for each other. Hello, it's a video call away. Yeah. People will be like, what's wrong with you? Just video call him. What is this pining? Just take a flight. Yeah. I mean, those days, flights were also so difficult. It was not like everyone was not sitting on the plane all the time. Yeah. So it's not real anymore. Yeah. Yeah.
True. But what do you feel has been, let's say, I don't know, like you have seen an era where none of this existed and now you're like this cool person who loves all of this, where all of this
But I love this on others. Not myself.
Don't count on me. Let it happen on the others.
I love watching others. And if you see, I am now becoming more active on Instagram myself, like me putting out content because we're supposed to, being in this line. But otherwise, I was more like a watcher, not like really putting.
Now you're putting.
Yeah, I have to put.
She's like, अब तो सबको जानना है क्या चल रहा है आपकी life में.
I have to put because I have to keep my account going and things like that. No, it's work.
It's pressure.
It's work. It's
all
work.
All of it is work. Yeah. I know. Lastly, before I let you go, Bhavana, tell me. Going forward, we're almost entering the new year right now, in literally no time. Yeah. What's your plan for 2025, like both personally and professionally? Have you set any goals for yourself?
Yes. I mean, not set goals, but my plans, what I'm thinking is in 2025, I hopefully want to start, create another business. I have lots of ideas that are going on in my head. I just need to put them together and I need to start another business because Love Gen was a baby, did well. We sold it. I mean, and we're very happy with what it's doing. It has its own journey, like my kids.
Yeah.
It has its own journey. So now I need to create something else. I think professionally and, hopefully fingers crossed season 4.
100%.
And yeah, really looking forward to shooting that with my friends again. And I think personally, I mean, I'm quite a spiritual person, but I want to evolve even more spiritually. I want to try and, I don't know, like just grow. I think there's scope for growth every single day in our personal lives. Nobody is perfect.
Yeah.
And, I still see so many flaws in myself. Every day, if you like think what you do in a day, you will at least find probably 5 things you've done wrong or you didn't mean to do it. I know I can't become perfect, but I want to evolve every day of my life. How much ever I can.
How much ever you can.
Yeah.
And the fact that you just mentioned flaws, it just came to me and it's very important to ask you. Now, I'm somebody who's also, like, I think I was just about to talk to you about it and then we switched into another conversation. I said, okay, now I'm going to do it right away. Facing the camera comes with a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Like 9 out of 10 times vanity takes
Of
precedence
course,
and it happens with me all the time too. Like I have my own set of insecurities sometimes, but then probably when it's on, I've dropped it all.
Yeah.
Right? But somebody like you who's faced it before, facing it now, have children, whom Raisa I don't know, but Ananya still is there. How do you all deal with then insecurities? Like, how does that happen? And like, can pretty women like you and Ananya have insecurities?
No. How sweet of you. But of course, everyone has insecurities. No, like when a person looks at self in the mirror, however, everyone is beautiful, first of all, in their own way. Every single person. You will always find some fault with like, maybe my eyebrow should have been like this or my nose should have been like this. Maybe when my smile, it looks like this. There are many things. So yeah, see, the thing is, and now, I mean, I just turned 50 and...
Sorry, looking nothing like 50.
You are too sweet for my...
No, it's true. Listen, it's everyone. I'm telling you, everybody when they look at your pictures from before to now, because Google has it all now.
Listen,
Chalo,
it's very different, trust me. I'm telling you, earlier, I remember in my younger days, I would not even use like base. You have to cover. I would be just like, I'd put a lipstick and I used to love colored eye pencils, like green, blue, whatever. Put that, lipstick, little blush and tan myself in the sun to get a color and out. See, very bad. Like all those things we've done, which I'm regretting today because now I've started getting pigmentation. This is all lying in the sun for years without using sunblock. So guys, please always use sunblock. And today, now when my makeup artist comes, she's told me that you need, when I have to face the camera, that you have to give me 20 minutes to prep your skin. Okay, imagine from not having to use even base. Now today I have to first prep my skin for 20 minutes where she puts a lot of moisturizer and then she takes those, what are those called?
Rollers, jade rollers.
Jade rollers and all, and she's pushing my things up and my, whatever she can, she's lifting because I am very scared to do anything invasive. I haven't done anything and I'm too scared to do it. I don't have that. I'm good for people who do it and they're looking amazing. Mine is a fear. So I can't do it. I don't want to do it. And so she spends 5-7 minutes, doing it till there's blood all over my face, which has moved all over my face and full circulation has happened. Then she'll spend another 10-15 minutes covering my under eyes. So I think a lot more prep goes at my age now because obviously I have to look good on screen and I've got, we are 7 women, all each one, doing their best to look good. True. So I also have to make that effort. Then I hate working out, but I do it again because I have to face the camera and also for health reasons, but things like that. Yeah. Of course, we are all vain. Yeah. Of course, we all want to look good. Yeah. It's just to what extent you want to go to want to look good. And everyone has their own boundaries. And I just have to sit on the chair longer, much longer.
But how do you stay secure then?
Yeah, that's a good question. There are times I don't feel so good also. When I see myself on screen and I'm like, and especially, you're talking about these old videos, now that these old videos come out. And sometimes I'm like, oh my God,
What a stunner.
No, not what a stunner. I mean, I was so slim. Look at those jeans, the way they just went up and a t-shirt and we could just walk out and now it's like the sizes are getting bigger. Every decade, one jean size is getting more and you can't fight certain things, whatever you do. It's a woman's body. I am going through menopause right now. I'm going through many changes in my skin and my hormones in my body. I have to accept it. And you're right. There are times I feel very insecure when I look at myself, and especially when I look at myself on the show. And but you know what? Then there are also scenes which make me feel so good and look so good. And then I tell myself, you know what? If they're watching my face and not the content, then there's something wrong with the show. That's what I tell myself and move on. But you know what? We are blessed with great health. Thank God for that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I look at my mom today and I'm thinking, when my mom was 50, I used to think, and when I was getting married and my mom was 50 then, and I used to think, our parents are so old, you know, and today I'm 50 and I'm like, I'm so young.
Yeah.
And today I'm seeing my parents who are in their 70s, late 70s, and I'm like, they're so old. But, you know, soon, God willing, to reach that age also great, healthy, is like, we'll be that and we'll probably still feel young.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's
a
so
thing.
subjective. And as you grow older, you just find yourself young and the people older.
Yeah, it's tough one.
Yeah.
But you know, thank you so much for doing this for us, because I feel like at 33, I feel like at 50, if this is what I'm going to be doing, I want to touch that 50 gracefully. And after the conclave, I'm going to say this to you on camera, I went back home and I told my mum, I said, Mama, you're literally their age and look what they're doing. They're walking in heels and all fashionable, and you're sitting and cribbing about some back pain. I know you have it, I'm sure everybody has it, but now... Yeah, she is. I know. But so, because I'll get these heels for her and she'll be, I'm wearing heels. And now I made sure that she came out with me wearing those tall heels.
Nice, well done. But I'm telling you, only for the conclave I wore those heels. The minute I got out of the conclave, the first thing when I got into the car was not even like this. It was like not even bending. They're just coming off. Next thing is the earrings coming off in the back. And as soon as you reach home, makeup off. And comfortable pajamas. I love that.
Love it. But chalo, now this part my mom's going to see and kill me. Because I was just trying to show the
I want
side.
her to know that she has to feel nothing and she has to do what she feels like and enjoy it. And of course, wear the heels once in a while.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bhavana, for your time and for this lovely conversation.
And great talking to you.
I know, likewise.
Yeah.
I hope I'm going to keep coming here and like keep seeing you more often, because I'm really positive there's a season 4, because everybody's keeping their fingers crossed. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.